Episode 5, coming right up. Hey, welcome to Asha Media TV. My name is Asha, and if you're new here, welcome. This is where I like to watch and react and review a variety of stuff related to science fiction, fantasy, and comic books. And if you are a returning subscriber and you've been waiting on this video all day long, welcome back and thank you for your patience. Alright, so in today's video, I am going to be watching and reacting to episode 5 of the first season of Upload, and it's titled The Gray Market. So before I get to pressing play and reacting and then reviewing, I do have to let you in on a couple of stuff, especially if you are new here, so don't skip ahead. Number 1 being that there are spoilers ahead. So you've been warned. Spoilers ahead. Spoilers for this episode. Spoilers for previous episodes, probably. Who knows? Spoilers. You've been warned. And number 2, if by any chance you did watch my previous reactions to this series, especially episodes 1 and 2, and maybe 3, you'll note that in this video reaction, my reaction style has changed. So if you want more details about updates to my channel or changes to my channel, there is a link in the description that'll lead you to all the recent changes. Nonetheless, I'll just let you know right now that my reaction style for all the TV shows and stuff that I watch is of a watch along or follow along style, meaning you get access to your copy of the episode while I have access to the copy of my episode, and I pretty much help you sync up with me through vocal and visual cues to watch along with me, which basically means there are no footage or clips of the actual episode. However, I am very considerate of those of you who would prefer a much more stress-free watch-along reaction. To find out how to get access to my alternate reaction to this episode, details are in the description box for you. Alright, I'm going to assume that you're ready to watch along with me this episode, so let's get to it. If not, then you can skip ahead to my review and I'll see you then. Okay, so for episode 5, let me just quickly read the synopsis for myself to get an idea of what to expect in this episode. So, according to my Amazon Prime description here, episode 5, The Gray Market, describes it as Nora's dad's vape lung worsens while Nathan, his friend Luke, and Dylan, an uploaded teen whose body is not keeping up with his age. Oh yeah, that kid. Yeah. I think it's episode 2. Okay, yeah. They visit a hacker's market in cyberspace. Ooh, hacker's market. So it's all the digital thing. Okay. Sounds promising. So, right now, if you are completely brand new, keep watching as I'm going to give you an overview of how my reaction style goes. And if you're not new and you know what to do, you just click on the timestamp that leads to the countdown to the beginning of this episode, and I'll see you then. Okay, so my reaction style is pretty straightforward. I start at 0, I let you know where I'm at visually and vocally, so you'll see right there on your screen the 0000 mark, and I'll also have some symbols indicating when I'm playing the episode, when I'm pausing the episode, and when I'm rewinding the episode, and there are usually only 3 circumstances to which I decide to pause and rewind, or just pause, actually. The first being I have some lag or I have some buffering issues. So I'll normally pause for that. Usually about 3 to 5 seconds will do, and then do a new countdown to play. And the second reason I'll normally press pause, which is usually the most frequent reason, is to actually rewind. Either 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or to a specific part in the video that I feel I really need to look over again. Now for this show, I tend not to do it too often because it's kind of just one of those shows that doesn't really need it unless it's like a crucial detail that I really want to look at. But that's the second reason I'll normally pause. And the last reason that I'll pause, which happens once in a while, again, it depends on the episode, is to actually just have somewhat of a commentary moment. So perhaps it could be a scene where there's so much overwhelming information, or it's just touching on a subject that I want to talk about in the moment before I forget about it and don't mention it in my review. So I'll pause, I'll let you know what time I paused at, and I'll just somewhat have a tete-a-tete with you through the camera, and you can answer or reply back to whatever I'm commenting about in the comment section. So that's pretty much my reaction style. Now, are you ready or are you ready? Let's go. Okay, so I'm ready to do my countdown right now. Are you? Let's do this, people. So I'm at 000. I skipped the commercials and let's get to this episode. Counting down. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh gosh. 19th. He just hung up on her? Okay. Is it though? Oh my gosh. Does it look good on him though? I don't know how I feel about skinny jeans. It depends on the body type of the guy. Alright, so we're gonna have a focus on this kid. Okay, we're gonna finally address this. Oh Lord. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. And he can't get rid of them. Oh. Are you serious? Oh my gosh, I want to smack him. I haven't played Monopoly in so long. Nightly app, oh boy. Luke! Mm-mm. Through dead catfishing ass. You watch him carefully. Okay. For that's so awkward. Wow. You're gonna need a bucket. Sheriff Short. Come on, Nathan, please. Oh, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous to see this. I think the last time I saw a reference to like the dark web was a Dave Chappelle skit from like way back. Uh-huh. Oh gosh. Uh then you probably get erased. Oh shit. Luke is such a punk. For someone who's supposed to be 19 years old mentally, he still acts like a 10-year-old. Okay. This is very dark. Morning breath, all fresh. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Put on some antivirus. Aww. I love the misspellings of everything. Robots. Celebrity memories. Oh, Justin Bieber's, he's gone. Mm-mm-mm. Jamie. So he is alive. Why is he being such a douche? He's not answering Nathan's calls and stuff. Oh. Oh, great. They lost the kid. And she's seen the shit too that goes on there. Why would she want that for him? From her end. Watch, he's gonna be in the most unlikeliest place. Hack patch. Oh, there we go. Tattoo. So. Okay, that was my question I was gonna ask. How does he manipulate the avatar? Upload rooms. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. Okay, buddy. How convenient he has a card for that. And they got lucky. Ugh. Yes, the cover's nice. Oh gosh. Okay. Club avatar. Party, party. Look at that DJ. Is it gonna age him? Oh, yes, it is! Sir. Not? Or halfway? Oh, I've seen that all too often. Mm. Fast forward. Come on, I want to see some goods here. hiring for these positions? Because I'm like so nervous. What are we gonna see here? Uh, I want to see his face. Is that a girl's face? I don't even know what to say. I'm not even gonna say anything about that. It is what it is. Oh my gosh. Okay, the angels can't put something on him? Give her a t-shirt or something. Put a t-shirt on her. Him. Whatever. On Dylan. So how does this work? Okay, I'm confused now. Oh, okay. Never mind. That answered my question. I thought like she was living and he's touching her as an upload. No. Hard pass. Move on. So that wasn't her. Of course. Mm. Amen to that. Friend. Oh no, she's gonna show her evidence to the one guy who likely was behind the entire murder. Is that Jamie? Oh no. No, 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 no. Fran's a goner. Is it going off the pier? Oh no, don't tell me that's how Fran's gonna die. Oh my goodness, what is going on? This conspiracy is too much. Alright, we're done. Oh man! Okay, review coming up. So, this was a really fascinating episode. Um, I'm not really sure what I think about it just yet. So I'm going to try to break it down as coherently as I can. Starting with the things that confused me a little bit, and then we'll move on to some elements that I take from the episode as a positive. So the first thing that kind of confused me a little bit, and I did touch on it during my reaction if you watched it, was this whole thing where Dylan has apparently the mindset of a 19-year-old, but at many given moments, especially with his interaction with Nathan and Luke, he acted like a 10-year-old kid. And I'm just wondering if because his avatar is 10, it's imposing on how he... No, it can't be that. I was going to say it imposes on how he behaves, but it can't be because he says things here and there which weren't consistent, and that's what I'm trying to get at. Certain things he would say and certain things he would do didn't seem consistent with someone who's supposed to be mentally 19 or 18 years old, okay? That's just my personal opinion. And the second thing I just didn't understand was the whole Avatar Club scenario. Because, okay, it's supposed to be it's a place that's off limits to uploads, right? Yet, it is where living people create an avatar to hang out in this club with other living people who've created avatars. Is that what I'm understanding? Is that the whole thing? But those who are actually dead and whose avatar belongs to the Lakeview world cannot mingle with those other avatars because they are not living. Those of you that are experts about this show, please fill me in and explain that to me if I got it right or am I completely off on that. Although that whole scene with Luke and the whole thing in the club was, fun in its own way, I still don't understand the real purpose of it. And I'm like, why is that even there? Because Lakeview is supposed to be for the dead who have been uploaded there. Why is there even a floor that's like separated and only for living people who want to go and hang out as an avatar there? It just, yeah. It's confusing to me. And the third thing that I just really did not like so much, and I was a bit disappointed, was the dark web. I thought they were going to show a lot more than that. instead of putting such a focus on everything related to sex, really, because that's not all there is on the internet to consider it as a dark web. There's other stuff, and I felt they kind of dropped the ball a little bit on that in terms of creativity. They could have put a lot more. I mean, maybe it's a budget thing, who knows. I just wasn't feeling it as much as I wanted to, especially that it was such a big part of the story narrative with Luke, Dylan, and Nathan. So yeah, that was weird. And the last thing that I just didn't like how they executed, I thought it was very confusing and almost a little... It was very forced in a very unnatural way. And that was having Dylan suddenly turn into a female for literally 5 minutes, walk about the place half naked, and then the feeling of people staring at her, which wasn't all men, by the way. They showed women passerbys staring at her in a certain way of shock, not out of being sexist or anything, just out of shock. Like, what are you walking around without a shirt on and you've got breasts, right? And then Nora gives him the option to remain that way, and all of a sudden it's like, no, I'm good, it's not who I am, back to being a little boy. And then having Dylan as a little boy kind of speak out on like how it felt to be a woman for that short period of time, as if that gave Dylan license to speak on women's issues. I don't know. I don't like how they did that. In fact, I kind of take offense as a woman that that's how they had to go about it to preach that rhetoric. It was weird. I mean, if you want to make a statement like that, why not go about it the way that in real life it tends to be for certain people who have either gender dysphoria or any other type of situation where they are questioning their identity related to their body and related to gender and so forth and so on. Why not make it a real, genuine narrative for Dylan as a character, and not some temporary snippet of something so you can just preach out this message that's supposed to be related to feminism, and then he just goes back to being a 10-year-old boy anyway. So those were the main things about this episode that I was just kind of like, what, okay. Now let me focus on a couple of stuff, at least a minimum of 3. I always try 3 things that I take away from this episode as a positive. So the first one being a little bit more progression or hopefully revelation as to what's going on with Jamie. So if you watched my previous reaction, I was under this impression that Jamie is possibly dead. Maybe they went after him too because of the way Mr. Spitzer, forgot his name, was referring to Nathan and Jamie as both being dead. You'd have to watch that reaction to understand that point of view. But the point what I'm trying to get at is that in this episode, we now see that Jamie's fine. He's alive. He's well. In fact, he's going about pitching the upload software that him and Nathan were working on as his own solo thing. And so Nathan now gets an inside look for like barely a minute as to what's going on with Jamie. So, number 1, Jamie's alive. Number 2, Jamie is trying to still make that money with whatever aspect of the software he has completed. So that's interesting. And the next thing that I liked, although it was quite brief, was this therapy session between Ingrid and Nathan. Because as far as I see it, Ingrid is definitely not interested in Nathan beyond the fact that she can control him, and as long as he does what she wants, wears what she wants, she's a happy camper. Otherwise, it's delete. And with that, it's infuriating because Nathan is expressing to her he feels worthless to her, and it's quite obvious that he kind of is. Yet he still has to be careful because she gets upset, she'll just delete him. And as the therapist even said, if it wasn't for Ingrid, you wouldn't be here. And when he tries to challenge her about that, especially at that point when he asks her, was my vitals going up? That could have allowed the decision to keep me in my body to be valid. And then Ingrid's all playing like, oh, I don't know. And the question is, did you know? Did you know? In the last episode, Fran found footage of Ingrid looking like she's tampering with Nathan's car right before he had his accident. So what I take from that scene is not just the obvious that there's a communication problem between Nathan and Ingrid, but what I take from it is trying to understand Ingrid's motive, really, her true motive. Because I have a hard time believing that a show that's this original, with really great writing, with clever dialogue, that they're gonna make Ingrid this one-dimensional character who's just this, like, you know, terrible person. I feel there's more to her than what we're being led to see. I hope there is. That would really suck if that's all we get of this Ingrid Kellerman character. That would, you know, that I wouldn't like that. So I'm kind of crossing my fingers that there's going to be more to her than what we're seeing, and it's going to be more of a ooh ah situation. I can only hope. And the last thing that I love about this show is they're not afraid to poke fun at PC culture, which is what we have here in North America. I can't speak for anywhere else because this is where I live in North America. And I like that the show has been brave in many instances, and especially with the character of Luke, in poking fun at that. So I appreciate it because to me, I feel nowadays we are taking certain things way too seriously and way overboard to the point of sometimes it seems like madness. And so shows that exist like this that can bring some humor and some levity to certain things that are just a little, you know, blown out of proportion, especially on social media, I appreciate it. I'm a viewer that likes that stuff, and I look forward to more of it in upcoming episodes. So there you have it. That is my reaction and review of episode 5 of Upload. I'm looking forward to episode 6, and hopefully more of what's going on with Jamie will be revealed and what happened to Fran. Oh my gosh, that'll be hilarious. Fran actually dies and ends up being uploaded to Lakeview and then still tries to solve the murder, not only Nathan's but her own. Oh my gosh, that would just be awesome. I'm looking forward mainly to that. So if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. The prompt is there on the screen for you. And I thank you for tuning in. I'm Asha, and until the next episode, peace, people. Thanks for watching. Check out my other videos and subscribe. You know you wanna.